Hello, everybody. This is Jason Thornton with Partners Life, and today we are going to be talking about some product selection training that we're hoping you guys will be able to follow along with. And basically, product selection is one of the questions that we get a lot when an agent is getting started. A lot of times when we have new agents getting started, the first thing they say is, how can I sell something that I don't know what it is? Or how do I sell a product when I don't necessarily understand the products? And so this training is going to help you tremendously with that idea. But before we move into the actual training itself, let me just give you a couple of brief tidbits that will really help solidify product selection and how your mindset should be for product selection. As a brand new agent, what you should be focusing on is learning one product or one line of products, such as one insurance carrier's lineup of products. Because what you're going to learn from this training right here is that so many of the different products are so similar. The bottom line is we sell life insurance. And with life insurance, basically what that is when the person who's insured passes away, their family is going to get a check from the insurance company. It's just that simple. Some of the products have different bells and whistles like living benefit riders and so on and so forth, but for the most part, it's just that simple. They die, their family is going to receive money for whatever their need might be. And so all of the insurance companies develop products that, believe it or not, are very, very similar to one another. And the reason they're so similar is because it doesn't matter what insurance company the client is insured with, the probability of their death is the same. If they're insured with Americo or if they're insured with American Amicable, that will have no impact on when they actually pass away. So the insurance companies take a look at many different criteria to determine how much coverage the client's going to be able to qualify based on their situation. And the criteria that we look at when the insurance company is determining how much coverage the client is going to be able to get for their premium dollars are their age, their health, which basically means whatever ailments they may have, such as heart attack, cancer, stroke, or maybe they're perfectly healthy. Other things can impact it, such as smoking or non-smoking. Those would all be qualified under health. The client's how much coverage the client wants, or what we're going to call the face amount of the policy. And then the fourth criteria is going to be how long the policy is going to last. So again, age, health, face amount, how long the policy is going to last. And with that being said, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so this flow chart here represents 4 different categories that are tied to the client's age and health and how the insurance companies are going to assess the client's situation. So for all intents and purposes, this training is specific to simplified issue underwriting, although some of the products that I'm going to be talking to you about may actually fall into a category of fully underwritten. So when it comes to underwriting, knowledge is power. Our goal when meeting a client is to help them get the best policy that they can qualify for without jeopardizing their ability to get coverage. If we take the client down a road of fully underwritten coverage and the client gets denied for one reason or another, they will not be able to qualify for many of our simplified issue products. Some of the simplified issue products ask the question, have you been denied for coverage in the last 2 years? And if that answer is yes, they're not going to be able to get approved. So don't jeopardize your client's ability to get approved by taking them through a fully underwritten process when you have the ability to help them with simplified issue process. Some insurance companies require a client to answer health questions on the application. They check the client's prescription history, they check the client's MIB report, and they submit a physical exam. They give blood and urine, and they ask for 5 years of medical history. That process is commonly called fully underwritten, and those are the types of programs that a lot of our clients who respond to our marketing campaigns want to avoid. Other insurance companies out there only require the client to answer health questions on the application. They do the MIB and prescription history, and that's it. That's what we call simplified issue. Now, in the realm of simplified issue, there are 4 different categories of simplified issue business. The first category is what we're going to call preferred underwriting. Those are products that are designed for the healthiest clients possible. They're extremely competitive. Those products are going to be able to get the clients larger face amounts for lower premium dollars. But again, they're for the clients that fall into that extremely healthy category. Right now, it's estimated that about 12% of people in the United States would qualify for a policy in that category. So you're not going to be writing a tremendous amount of policies within this category, but when you're sitting down with a 34-year-old female who's a non-smoker, perfect height and weight, and they want a $500,000 policy, this is the category that you're going to want to put them in because you're going to be the most competitive. And our goal with creating our company was to bring on board insurance companies where you're going to be able to walk in the door, and in every single situation you're going to be able to compete at the highest possible level. But let's say the client cannot qualify for that preferred underwriting category. Then we're going to move them over into a standard underwriting category. And with standard underwriting category, you're going to have, a lot of times these policies are going to be designed to accommodate significant health challenges such as type 2 diabetes treated with oral medication, maybe mental health disorders such as depression or anxiety. But they're not going to be able to qualify in a standard environment if they've had circulatory surgeries, heart attacks, cancers, unless those events have been a significant time in the past, 10 plus years typically for them to qualify for standard underwriting. The third category is what we're going to call impaired risk. And now the impaired risk category also has another name, and it's commonly referred to as final expense. But keep in mind that it's just life insurance, and you can use these products for a lot of different needs. You can use them for final expenses. You can use them use them for mortgage payment protection if the client doesn't have a budget to cover their entire mortgage and maybe they've had greater health challenges. So this category is very, very important. Now, keep in mind, the type of lead that you're looking at is also going to determine where you start in this flow chart. But let's say the client has significant health challenges right now. They're currently dealing with cancer as opposed to they had cancer 2 years ago, or they're currently taking medications because they had a kidney transplant, or they're on oxygen, stuff like that. Our fourth category of coverage is what we call guaranteed issue, and guaranteed issue is a product that the client cannot be turned down for any reason as long as they're within the age parameters of the product. And most of the time, these products have an age range of 50 to 80 years old. Let's move on to the next slide. So let's talk about the first option, preferred underwriting. Products that fall into preferred underwriting categories are the least expensive and often represent the best value in life insurance. These products are harder to qualify for, and if the client has medical issues, the underwriter on these cases may ask for additional information, such as an APS, which is 5 years of medical history from their doctor. Why do we want to avoid that? It can take up to 2 months sometimes to get that document from the doctor because it's an extremely low priority for the doctors to provide that. They only get compensated $50 or $60 for that, and they would much rather do things, so they put that on the back burner. The other thing about these products is if the prescription drug history or the medical information bureau check comes back with some things that are not disclosed on the application, you may be looking at a physical exam as well, where the client's going to have to give blood, stand on a scale. So these products have that risk that it could be converted into that category if what the underwriter is finding on the prescription history doesn't match up with what's on the application. So make sure when you're doing these applications you ask those questions very, very well, and you uncover any particular issues that may hinder the underwriting process. These products have a more restrictive height and weight build requirement. Like I said before, it's estimated only 12% of the population will qualify for a product that is either preferred or preferred plus underwriting. So these products should only be used for your healthiest clients. If you apply for a product in this category and your client is denied, it may jeopardize their ability to qualify for other less restrictive products. Remember, always do a risk assessment with the insurance carrier before quoting a policy in this category. You can always lower the quote to a client, but raising that premium up because you've determined that they don't qualify for something you've already quoted is an easy way to lose a sale. So if as an example you say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, for $50 a month you can get $500,000 in coverage, then you do a risk assessment and it doesn't work out, now it's $150 a month for $500,000 in coverage, the client's likely going to tell you no and continue shopping without you. So don't even quote these products until you have talked to an underwriter. Now, we have two different carriers that offer preferred underwriting in a simplified issue form. And one of them is American Amicable. They have a product called Term Made Simple, and they offer a standard and preferred. Now, with the preferred, they have to have been off of tobacco for 36 months. With standard, they'd have to be off of tobacco for 12 months if they had some kind of a history of smoking. And for the preferred, they cannot have more than one medication for something extremely minor, like maybe cholesterol, high blood pressure, or maybe a thyroid type issue. And again, more restrictive height and weight build chart. But the insurance companies have hotlines where you can call into them and ask them, hey, I've got a 35-year-old male, he's got this and this and that, what would that look like in this particular product? The second insurance company that we have that offers preferred products is a company called American National Insurance Company, or commonly referred to as ANICO. And they have a huge lineup of products. They've got whole life coverage, they've got term life coverage, they've got 3 different indexed universal life products, they've got probably the best guaranteed universal life product in the market that blows every other company's rates out of the water, and even has 3 different windows of time where the client could get all of their money back if they no longer had a need for insurance. It's an absolutely fantastic product. Their underwriting, we went after a contract with American National because their underwriting is so good as far as being able to get these cases where you may have to compete in a fully underwritten world and get a product where the client is going to have a really good rate. These products, though, they fall into 2 categories. Number one, if the face amount is $250,000 or less, the lowest underwriting category, or the best underwriting category ANICO offers is standard. So if your client could qualify for Preferred Plus, they need to be buying $250,000 and $1 or more in order to be able to get that, because they have 2 different types of underwriting at ANICO. One is what they call Express, and that's for all face amounts $250 or less. And then they have a category called Express Plus. Now, these are only for your cleanest, healthiest clients, but if they buy $250,000 and $1 worth of coverage all the way up to $1 million, they can qualify for Express Plus underwriting, and they get the exact same rate as someone who's qualified for a standard, preferred, or preferred plus rating, depending on how their health actually qualifies for the product. But again, these products are technically fully underwritten products where the insurance company is waiving their right to an attending physician statement and an exam if the case is very, very clean. But in those unique situations, you can get a client covered quickly and maybe get them $500,000 or even $1 million worth of coverage in a week, whereas with other insurance companies that offer fully underwritten coverage, the client might have to wait 2 months in order to be able to get that coverage and go through all of those other hoops. And so these products are absolutely fantastic, and we're really proud to bring these products to you because very few companies out there are going to have options to write these types of products where a client is eligible for a better underwriting. Most of our competition is going to be showing them a simplified issue standard type product where the premiums might be 2 or 3 times as much money for these particular healthy clients. So this puts us in a situation to be extremely competitive. Okay, let's move on to the next category. Option 2, standard underwriting. Products that fall into standard underwriting categories are much easier to qualify for and still represent an excellent value in life insurance. I have, I think, 4 different life insurance policies right now, and all of my policies fall into this category because one nice thing about these products is they're very lenient on certain things. I personally don't take any medications, but I'm overweight, so these products have a very lenient height and weight build chart because these products are designed to go from standard down to lower categories, some of them through Table 4 and other through Table 6. Now, the table ratings just means the lower the table rating is, the more risk they represent to the insurance company. So a Table 6 client represents a greater risk to the insurance company than a Table 4 client. These simplified issue products are the core of our mortgage protection market. These products come in the form of level term, decreasing term, universal life, and whole life, depending on the needs of the client. These products are designed to accept more risk than preferred products. Some typical ailments that might be covered include type 2 diabetes treated with pills, high blood pressure, depression, anxiety, but there is an agent guide for each one of these products. Many of these products come with the added benefit of living benefit riders, including accelerated benefit riders for chronic, critical, and terminal illness. And these products are designed, this is really important, they're designed with an accept, reject guideline for everyone that qualifies. And everyone that qualifies receives the same rate, whether they're borderline acceptance or they're perfectly healthy. So if you're sitting down with a client and you write, as an example, jet term with Royal Neighbors, and the client could qualify for Preferred Plus, or they're at Table 4, they're going to get the exact same rate. All right, but this is the core of our mortgage protection business. If you're taking mortgage protection leads, this is the majority of the products you're going to write are probably going to fall into these categories. Now, we have several carriers that have products in these categories, like Americo, their HMS series, and their LifeCrest Simplified Issue, which is a LifeCrest Simplified Issue is a universal life product. Royal Neighbors, again, they have Jet Term. It's probably the most competitive on this particular list as far as price is concerned, but it also has the most restrictive age guidelines. So as an example, they only offer this coverage through age 60, whereas some of the other products you can go all the way up to age 75. We've got American Amicable. They have a product called Easy Term and another product called Easy UL. And all of these products, for the most part, go down to Table 4. Now, Americo claims that their HMS series goes through Table 6. But when I've studied the guidelines between their products and the other products, they all seem to be about the same. So their interpretation of it may just be a little bit different. Okay, let's move on to the next category. Option 3, impaired risk. Our goal, if possible, is to place the client with a company that gives them a level benefit, because in the impaired risk category, the client could receive a level benefit or a reduced benefit for 2 years, or what we call a graded benefit for 2 or 3 years, which results in the return of their premiums plus 10% if the client dies within the graded period. A level benefit means that if they died tomorrow and we covered them today, they're going to get the full death benefit. Now, these products are very easy to write because most of the underwriting is contained within the application itself. The typical impaired risk policy has anywhere from 1 to 3 sections of health questions on the application, and it will tell you what the consequence for a yes answer will be. Most of these policies will be declined if there's a yes answer in Section 1. However, other policies will be graded or modified if there's a yes answer in Section 1, 2, or 3. It is important to read the applications carefully and make sure the client is receiving the best benefit possible, because some products will accept conditions on a level benefit that will result in a graded benefit elsewhere. So, as an example, Americo has 2 different products in this category. They've got what they call their Eagle Premier Series, which, on a side note, can only be written as an electronic application or a 100% over-the-phone telephone interview. There's no paper app as an option. Or they've got their Ultra Protector Series, which doesn't have either of those options. It's only paper. But these 2 products are totally different. As an example, if the client had a heart attack 3 years ago, they could qualify for both of them. But if they had a heart attack a year and a half ago, they could only qualify for a level benefit on the Eagle Premier. Eagle Premier is the most lenient product that we write that will offer a level benefit to most clients. So as an example, they will accept someone who's had a heart attack or a stroke or a circulatory surgery after 12 months, whereas most of the other products, it's either 2 or 3 years. They'll accept cancer at the 2-year mark, whereas most of the other products, it's either 3 or 4 years. So what do you get when you have that more lenient underwriting? Well, typically it means that the premiums are slightly higher with the Eagle Premier, but the probability your client is going to get approved with a level benefit is much greater. We always want to shoot for a level benefit for a client. I cannot stress that enough. If you end up with a yes answer on an application that causes the product to go into a modified or a graded status, make a phone call and find out if there's another product that maybe words the question differently or doesn't have that particular question or has a shorter timeline for that particular ailment where you can shift the client into a level benefit. But the one thing that's nice about the Eagle Premier Series that's unique in these products is that their product automatically comes with an accidental death rider. So although it may be just a little bit more money, they are getting an added benefit as part of that as well. So easier underwriting, also accidental death rider that's going to double the face amount of the policy. And sometimes if you add the accidental death rider to the other products, there'll be more than the Eagle Premier Series. Eagle Premier Series is our favorite product in this category. Second favorite product in this category is the Prosperity Life New Vista. It's a brand new product to our agency. Not everybody is contracted with that product yet because it's got a unique contracting system where they build the hierarchy from the top down. So we just got contracted with them a couple weeks ago, and we're working to get all of you guys contracted with Prosperity Life. One of the benefits of Prosperity Life is typically it's going to be the least expensive product that we offer, and its age range is 50 to 80, and throughout that entire age range, it's full compensation. You're going to get paid the same no matter what the situation is. Whereas with Eagle Premier Series, if the client is from 50 to 59, it's slightly lower compensation, and if they're from 81 to 85, it's slightly lower. New Vista doesn't offer a product past the age of 80, but for their entire range that they cover, which is 50 to 85, they pay the exact same compensation throughout that range. American Amicable is unique. Their product, you can write that product starting at 15 days old. Most of these products you can't write until the client is 50. So if you've got a 32-year-old that's got some significant health challenges, the product with American Amicable, they changed the name under the age of 50. At 49, they call it Family Choice. But it is a fantastic product for your younger clients that have a little bit more health challenges. Now, what do we do if the client goes into a graded or a modified status? Let's take a look at the next screen. If they go into a graded or a modified status, what we recommend that you do is shift them over into a Gerber Life product. Now, Gerber Life falls into a category called guaranteed issue. But when all else fails, it's time to bring out the guaranteed issue products. Clients cannot be turned down for any reason. However, these products have either a 2 or a 3-year graded benefit period depending on the product. Not all guaranteed issue products are created equal. Some products in this category are more expensive and pay less compensation because the insurance companies does not really want to write these policies. They don't want these policies on the books. So although we have 3 options in this category listed below, if you compare the rates to the client, the length of time the policies are graded, and the compensation to you, we have only one clear choice, and that clear choice is Gerber. Keep in mind that on guaranteed issue products, you are paid as earned, and the companies do not give any advances. So if you write a Gerber Life product, you're going to get paid every single month the client makes a payment for the first year. They're not going to advance you the 75% up front. But the other 2 products we have in the guaranteed issue category are both of Americo's products. If the client has yes answers in the wrong category or too many yes answers, though the Eagle Premier and the Ultra Protector both have a guaranteed issue guideline where the client can't be turned down. But I ran a quote for all three of these just a few days ago, and I don't remember the exact age and sex and all that, and face mounts, but the premium for the Gerber product was $62 a month, and for the Eagle Premier and Ultra Protector, they are both over $130 a month. So typically speaking, the Eagle Premier and the Ultra Protector are going to probably be double the price of the Gerber, and you're going to get paid less compensation. A brand new agent starting with us on Gerber already takes a hit to compensation because these are high-risk products. But the Eagle Premier and the Ultra Protector, you get paid about 10% less than you do on the Gerber product. And, of course, all of the compensation grids for all of the insurance companies are available to you. We have them up on our website, and we can also share with you where we've compiled those in a Google Drive. So if you've got a Gmail account, you can take a look at those for your specific compensation level. Let's move on to the next page. Conclusion. Product selection starts with the client's needs. If they need mortgage protection, start with option 1 and move through the flow chart until you find the best product they will qualify for. However, if the client needs final expense, start at option 3 and move through the flow chart until you find the best product. The carriers are your best friend. If you do not know if a client will qualify for a product that you're hoping to write, call the underwriting department and do a risk assessment. The products in each category are very comparable. Pick your favorite and go with it. With such a great lineup of products, you cannot make a mistake once you determine the correct category. Do not be afraid of making a product selection error. If later you determine there is a better product for your client, you can always help them get a new policy. They are not bound to stay with their current policy forever. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple different things here. This is a quote that I ran. We have a quoting tool. It's on our website. So if you've got an invite to our website, you can run quotes just like the one that I'm running here. And this particular quote, you can see a range of quotes for our final expense category. Now, I'm starting with final expense because final expense is where we get most of our agents started because the leads are very inexpensive, and the compensation with our final expense products is basically the same as with our mortgage protection clients, so it's a great place to start. But take a look at this quote. This is a quote for a 64-year-old female in the state of Florida, non-smoker, for a $5,000 final expense policy. And when you select My Companies on this quoting tool, it'll give you a quote for every product that they qualify for that is a level benefit. Now, I can also change this over to a different type of benefit, but take a look at these quotes. Royal Neighbors came in at the lowest at $22.96. Prosperity Life was the next at $23.15. Americo came in at $23.83, and that is their Ultra Protector 1. American Amicable came in the next at $23.98, and then the Eagle Premier Series came in at the next one at $25.21, and then Ultra Protector 2, which means they've had some yes answers on their application, so their higher risk came in at $33.23. I want you to focus on the first 4 quotes. The first 4 quotes start at $22.96. They go to $23.98. The difference in premium from one product to the next is only $1 a month. And for most people, that is not going to be enough difference for them to say, well, I want this company over that company because I'm saving 19 cents a month, which is the difference between the Royal Neighbors and the Prosperity Life. My point of showing you these quotes, and even the Eagle Premier Series being the fifth one on the list at $25.21, it is only $2.25 more expensive than the Royal Neighbors product for that particular client. And what do they get for that $2.25? Easier underwriting, instant decision, accidental death riders. My point is, in this category, the products are so similar that it almost makes no difference. And so, again, that's the reason why we're selecting the Eagle Premier Series as our #1 choice, because we know before we leave the home that the client is approved and the policy is issued. We also know that the client is going to get an accidental death rider. So for that extra $2.25 a month, they're getting value. The other thing is more clients are going to qualify for a level benefit on that product than anything else. And our second choice typically is going to be Prosperity Life because, again, instant decisions. That particular product, there's an e-app option, there's a telephone app option. Both of them, you get an instant decision. The last thing I want to show you is we have a spreadsheet here that we call Breakdown of Products. And we have invited many of you that are on the call to this spreadsheet where you can view this. This is a reference that you should put in a safe place, like the link that we sent you to this, put it someplace where you know how to access it quickly. On the bottom of this, there are 5 different tabs: Simplified Issue Term, Final Expense or Impaired Risk, Guaranteed Issue, Accidental Death, and Universal Life products. And this goes through our products, and this particular spreadsheet is a guide, because let's say you want to sell a simplified issue term product and the client is 69 years old. Well, you can see by the age range on these products that Royal Neighbors would be out, American Amicable would be out, American National would be out, but American Amicable has 2 different products that would fit that bill, and Americo has 4 different options that would fit that bill. So it will help you identify which one of these products is the one for you. Also, you would be able to say, okay, this product with American Amicable called HMS 100 doesn't have a telephone interview, whereas the American Amicable one does. So maybe that would be something that would hinder your client's desire to move forward, because some clients don't want to do those telephone interviews. So this particular spreadsheet is a guide, and we're updating it all the time as we bring on new insurance companies and enhance our product lineup. Now, before I start answering any questions, I'm going to go ahead and ask Noel to pause the recording